Woo! Let the explosion begin. Here we go again. High noon on day 3 with the one and only Brandy. What's up?
Hey, that was a fun little explosion.
You like that? I mean, come on now. I got to bring the vibe for you girls. Day number
Yeah.
3. I'm gonna miss it after this day because we had so much fun this week. But before we even start, you're from Kansas, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
I am.
What's famous in Kansas?
Well, barbecue, the Chiefs.
Okay, I'm gonna go way back. Click my shoes 3 times. The Wizard of Oz, right?
Okay, Toto
Oh,
and
come on,
Dorothy.
Dorothy going to Kansas. Okay, whatever. That joke didn't go over good. We'll stop that one there. Okay, another one. I do not have a V-neck on because of you today. You know why? You ready for this?
Why?
You ready to see what this shirt says?
Yeah.
I am a Girl Scout leader too.
No.
Yes. So give me the insights. How long have you been a Girl Scout leader?
This was actually my first year doing it. My daughter is 5, and I wanted her to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I was a Girl Scout when I was littler, and I had to stop, unfortunately. And so I think I was living through her.
Oh, that's
But
okay.
but I wanted her to do it. And so we went to sign up, and they were like, "Do you want to volunteer?" And I was like, "Sure." and then 2 months later, I'm a troop leader. So
I love that story. Okay, you ready for my story? You're pretty saying
yeah.
I have no kids, by the way. So you're like, why is he a Girl Scout leader? So outside my office, I was helping here in West Virginia. We were selling Girl Scout cookies. All right. They sat in front and they had so much fun that they used to store their cookies in the back of my office. So wouldn't that be great? So all the recruiters used to go back here and just throw $5 in and grab a box. So, I mean, they were hyped up all day for like 4 months. It was probably the best record we ever had. They were recruiting like crazy. Thin mints all day and talking on the phone. Best thing ever. So they're like, we need a guy leader. And it kind of like all looked at me and the girls were looking at me too. It's like, come on, Shark. I'm like, oh. So
Gotcha.
I jumped right into it and you'll love this. So I say, you're all Sharkies. And they're like, nuh-uh. They're like, they converted me to be a Swiftie now.
Oh, no.
Every meeting, before I go to the meeting, Brandy, I have to recite a couple of the Swiftie songs, which I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I'm sorry, but I'm not. But it's like, so now I have to. And if not, there's punishment. So I'm learning all the Swiftie stuff now. Is that funny?
That is.
And I have not earned the Swiftie bracelet yet, they said. I have to. That takes time.
Well, maybe you should make that as one of your little activities that you do. They'll make you a bunch.
Oh, so are you? I got to ask you. So is your girl a Swiftie?
Yeah, she is. The last couple of months, she has become a Swiftie since the Super Bowl. Really, I pointed her out in the crowd. Was like, "Hey, that's Taylor Swift," and ever since then, she's like the most amazing woman ever to exist, except for me, obviously.
Oh my! So I guess your house is playing Taylor Swift all the time.
Yep.
Okay, we're done with Taylor Swift talk. Done with that. It's deep dive in with Brandy now. So take me back, like in the beginning. So, you're back there in high school, then college, and then what kind of career were you looking at? I mean, to be honest with you, none of us ever jump into staffing ever, right? We're not saying, oh, we're going to find people jobs. So give it to me.
No. So when I was in high school, well, since I was in 7th grade, honestly, I wanted to be a lawyer. That was my whole thing.
Nice.
I wanted to be a family lawyer. I wanted to help families and help the kids make sure they get what they need. But then when I graduated high school, it soon changed. And I felt like I was trying on every single hat that I could possibly find, and I could never find my place. So, and when I say every hat, I mean I looked at chef school, I looked at becoming a masseuse, a nurse, like all of it. And so I finally was like, okay, I cannot continue to waste money on this just to not even know what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't finish, and I just started focusing more on the career, and again wore a lot of different hats along the way. I think what got me this job here, my my CEO still laughs about it, but he's like, "Did you really repo cars?"
Okay, timeout. You repo cars?
Yeah.
Okay, give me some stories. I mean, I've watched that stuff on TV, you know, the one in Miami where they repo. And so break it down to me. I mean, how did you land this job?
Well, it was my first big girl job, customer service rep, you know? So I'm just like, cool, I'm just going to go in and talk to people and stuff. No, like the first day at the job, they're like, all right, we're going to this lady's house and we're going to see if we can find her car. And I'm like,
Without her
okay.
knowing, of course, just taking it while she's like on
Yeah.
the porch
Yeah.
yelling at you, cussing at you.
Oh, yeah. A lot. And so, yeah, I worked at a payday and title loan company and worked there for about 3 years, became a store manager. We did not get her car that first day, but I did find it about 2 years later.
You
I
gotta
was
be kidding
going,
me.
yeah, I went to go to lunch and I saw it sitting outside of a random house, and I was like, I'm not kidding you, that car is down the road. And so we hopped in that car so fast, and that was so adrenaline. I was like, oh my God. I was like,
Did you
I'm
think you were like
stealing
on
a
the movie
car, but
Bad Boys?
legally.
Were you like Will Smith driving down the road?
Yes.
Get out. Oh my goodness.
I
Okay,
was
so
so excited one time I wrecked one.
timeout. Okay. We're gonna be on here for hours. Okay, so you are now called the repo recruiter. You know that. That's
Yeah.
so explain this to me. Like I see this all the time. You know, I'm not an expert at this. So when you repo a car, you're showing up unattended. I mean, they don't know you're coming. It's a sneak attack, right?
Yep. All
And
hours
you
of
knock
the
on the
night.
door and say, "We're taking your car," or you just like hitch it and go.
No, we hop in and we go. And hope
So
that
it's
we
like
get
you want to
out.
get out there before they come out with a gun or
Uh-huh.
something.
Yeah. And we weren't allowed to have any type of protection either. So sometimes when we felt that it was going to be, sketch, we
Yeah.
would call our tow guy. Like if the cars don't run, sometimes we have to call the tow guy, which was often. But he could pack. So he would be our backup.
You got to be kidding me. So you had back up with guns for real?
Yes.
Was this okay? I'm sure you're in sketchy areas too, right? Probably good areas, but sketchy areas too.
I mean, I was in a little tiny town, Ottawa, Kansas. So I guess.
So okay, so time out. The people, small town, didn't they know who you were and where you worked at? I mean, did they know you as the repo girl?
I'm sure it went around. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so give me one of your wildest stories. I mean, I'm just fascinated about this. I'm sure the audience is too. I mean, did you ever tell anybody in our industry that you're a repo, the repo recruiter? Gotta say,
No, not really.
I love it. Oh, I love it. Okay, so give me a couple of stories, Brandy, right off the bat before we move on. I mean,
like I said, I was so excited one time that I took this van, I don't remember where, and I was pulling it into our very, very narrow little drive area, and I ran right into the side of the building with it, and I had to go in and tell my manager that I wrecked it. and of course the guy came back and wanted his car back, and I was like, well, we have to call insurance now.
you got to be kidding me. Seriously?
Yeah.
This is like, I'm seriously, this job sounds like should be like a movie. Like it's not a real job. I mean, this is.
Yeah, it was very interesting. My boyfriend at the time did not appreciate it, and neither did my parents, really. Very worried about me. I was only like 22-ish at the time. But I soon figured out that was not where I wanted to make my impact.
No, not at all.
It's also not very fun trying to sell that because they want you to go out and try to get people to come in and get loans. And, it's like 300, 400% on the payday and title loans that they get. So it's like, sure, they feel really good when they get that $500, $900 check, but in a couple of months, not so much. It was not very.
So there was a lot
fun.
of foul language going on the phone and in person.
Oh yeah.
Did you have
Yeah.
anybody like when you repoed a car, like come out and like try to stop you? Because I've seen that on TV all the time.
Yeah,
What
several
do you
times.
do? Do you tase them or what? You stay.
I couldn't have any weapons.
Well, what about the backup guy? Where was he at? The hitman or whatever they call him. This is seriously.
We never really had anything that crazy, but we did have a lot of name calling. I remember one lady, she called me the C word, which is not my.
Oh, no.
Like, if you call me that, and I said, you know what, I was gonna work with you on getting a payment plan and getting you your car back, but no, I'm not interested. So, bye.
You're now the repo recruiter for life. You know that. Seriously, that's what I'm gonna call you, Brandon.
Yeah.
I see you places. So I got to tell you, after that, everything else in your life and career has to be just blah because, there's the Brandy badass.
Somebody said, yeah. Brandy bad.
Okay,
bitch,
yes, let's go into that right now before we go, because since we're on this high right now of the repo, which I can't get off of. I mean, this is amazing what we're talking about here. Your life coach calls you this nickname, right?
Mm-hmm. Brandy Bad Bitch Brockus. She's probably watching right now, honestly.
Okay, how did she come up with that name? Because I ain't gonna lie, I think you are a badass. I mean, anybody who does repo work and can giggle about it and laugh about it and survive it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a reality series coming, I think.
I honestly do. Not just with that, but just my whole life, probably. So I had to fill out this form for her when I was starting out with her. And there was a section on there for nicknames, and I've never had a nickname really before. It's always just Brandy. I don't have anything cool. So I was just like, Brandy Bad Bitch Brockus on there, just to, give her some giggles. And, it's been like a year now, and she still calls me that. And now it's just my thing.
I mean, the names goes on and on. Okay, so here we go. I mean, everybody knows you at this. I mean, I got the wrong title on the podcast here. I should have just called you that, right? Put AZZ instead.
Yeah.
I mean, your peeps are going off and on. I mean, I think this whole show should just be on the repo. We could talk about an hour about this. I mean,
we probably could, yeah.
This is something.
But I think that's what got my job here for sure. He was like, well, if she can do repos, she can do anything.
I'm not gonna lie. If you were in Pittsburgh, I'd be like working with you too. I'm like, if you can handle this, you can handle any candidate cussing you out or client. I mean, this is like day-to-day labor is all you all the way, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the repo world, it comes to an end. And what made you
Yes.
leave it? Because you said it was time for you to move on, right?
It was time to move on. It was not. I was making an impact for sure, but not the one that I wanted to leave. And obviously, there's a lot more laws on the paycheck or getting those type of loans anymore. It's very hard because they really cut down that. So I was like, it's time to move on. So I actually then went to Culligan Water and worked there for about 3 years. Worked my way up. Like you said, after that, it's kind of like, well, this is boring.
The water. Okay, so what is it? The water guy? Is that the nickname
Yep.
they have? Like
Culligan Waterman. Yeah.
Yeah. How did that go? Because I know in our offices we always had the guy show up or the woman, clean the container, and the next month come in. I mean, is that even a thing now? Does people still do that? Or they just buy their
they
own?
still do. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
They do water softeners, and you wouldn't think about it, but they help a lot of the hospitals too with their DI water. They have to have very, very clean water for dialysis and stuff. So there's a lot of contracts for that too.
They love the shirt. Look at that. I don't know if it's your shirt or my shirt.
They like your shirt.
Yeah. And I can say it again. Man enough, right? And they bought this for me too. It made me put it on right there. It's like, no, you're done with your shirts. And it's kind of funny. I got to tell you this, and we'll keep on going. Is the girls said, we made it extra small for you, Shark, because we know you want to show your muscles off. I'm like, these are like 10-year-old girls busting me down. I'm thinking, come on now.
I love that you do that. I really do. Way to be an ally for the women.
You know what? I'm an ally for all of you. You know that. Anything in women in leadership, all that stuff. I just love everybody in life. You know what I mean? But especially women, rising to the top in our industry and anywhere. You guys are all heroes. And I will say that, at the end of time, these girls are smarter than any boy would be at that age. I mean, man, they know everything. And if I tell them something and I don't promise it, They call me out on it quickly.
Ooh, they do.
And I
My
tell
five-
all my friends that are guys, I'm like, they never lose that. 80 years old, that woman's still going to call you out.
Yep. Yeah. My 5-year-old remembers a lot of things.
Mommy, what did you say? Was that a bad word?
Yeah.
Get your ACZ to bed, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we're a Culligan now, and I got to tell you, yeah, it would be boring compared to, I mean, your excitement you had at the last one. So it was just time to go after that. You had enough water drinking.
Yeah. I will say I became a water snob pretty quickly. Really learned what type of waters were good and
Okay,
and what.
so give us a little H2O 1 minute. Is bottled water good for you or not?
Not a lot of them are, no.
So what should I drink? The ocean water for the shark? I don't know. Come on, Brandy.
Yeah. Some of them are
Saltwater?
not. Well, I guess you should call your local Culligan man.
You know what? You're probably still getting commission off that, aren't you?
No.
I'm just messing with you. So okay, so is there any? I mean, what the filter on your on your sink, is that good?
Yeah, I mean, they can be, but there's a lot of the ones that they sell, they have a lot more filtered systems in it. It's been so long, I couldn't tell you. But I will say that like the softeners are really good for your hair and your skin. If your skin is like really dry all the time, it's probably because you have hard water. So having a softener in your house that's, making your skin all smooth and stuff.
You know what's funny is you say that, like up here in the north in Pittsburgh, the water must be hard because when I'm at the beach, it's like you come out and feel like you got lotion on your skin.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, maybe I need to move to the ocean.
Maybe.
Wow.
Well, you're the shark, so.
I know, and I'm living here in West Virginia, Pennsylvania. What's up with that? Okay, so you go from the water engineer or whatever you want to call yourself at that point, and then you got bored, so you just said it's time to move on, right?
Yep, and then I went to a VoIP company for a year.
Little VoIP, voice over IP.
Yep.
What'd you sell? Mytels?
No.
I know this language too. I used to do it.
No, I was the implementation queen. So I helped all of like the Burger Kings and companies that were, switching their phones over to us and making sure the process was good, and spent hours on the phone doing tech support with them.
That's
boring
as can be. I did it for a year before I got into staffing. Did you sell Cisco? Can you just Avaya?
So our phones that we had were Yealink and Polycom. Those ones sucked.
Mm-hmm. Polycom was every office bought Polycom for their conference rooms, didn't they? You know that, like, yes, the Octagon one, and it kind of did suck.
Yeah, they did.
In that industry, I got to tell you what, it was great, like to jump into sales that way, but it was so boring that it it was just dry. Like, how do you go to a client and just say, well, do you want a phone system? And then at the time, you know how VoIP was. It's like, well, you could be in Atlanta, Georgia, and Pittsburgh, and all you have to do is hit one button, and it's like you're all in one office, right? That was the selling point.
Mm-hmm. I did really like fixing them sometimes. Like there was, I will never forget this. There was a day that our manager was helping me, and I had to go in and log into somebody's like actual modem, their internet, and I logged in, and I was like,
you got to see stuff you didn't want to see.
I was like, this is so cool.
So you were like spying on him.
Yeah.
Okay, time out. Anybody at your company now, you can go in their computer and check it out, right?
Maybe.
Brandy, we're learning a lot about you. Now you're more like an investigator now. Man, you're going from repo to investigation. Do you work for like the CIA or the FBI on the side or something?
Not yet.
Oh boy, I better be good on this podcast here. So, okay, so you go from the we're gonna say it. Can we say it nicely? The boring VoIP world. You did that for what, a year?
About a year, yeah.
Yeah, and then what happened then? Did you just get to the point where you're just like, I need another challenge?
Yeah, I needed another challenge, more money. So then I was a bids manager and a marketer at a dust control company. Didn't even know that existed.
Okay. Pest control, you said?
No, dust control.
Dust control. What? Okay, explain that to me because I'm learning so much. I feel like you're like the Wikipedia right now for all of us on watching this. I mean, dust control? Go
Yeah.
for it.
So my department, we were the liquid department. So I had to do government bids for like the liquid de-icer and liquid dust control. So they would go in and spray this liquid, calcium or magnesium, on the country roads, so that way the dust didn't go up and get everywhere.
And people bought this. Counties bought this
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All righty.
Yeah.
Were you a salesperson for this?
I was a little bit, yeah. So we had a resident program, and so we did sell it to them, and I had to do a lot of the advertising for that, and like market it on our Facebook page and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there was radio stations that we did for it too. But my biggest job was the bids part, which was going in and filling out all of the contracts for all of the states and counties for this stuff, which I did not enjoy reading all of those.
No, I did it for VoIP too. You know how you put bids in
Yeah.
for stuff and then it's what they call it, like a bond or something like that. You have to put some money up and stuff like that, and it's sealed, and then they open them up. But
Yep.
I hate to say it, they know who they're going to pick already. Come on.
Yeah, usually.
But that paperwork, it's like,
Oh yeah. I had videos of just like my whole desk like covered with all of these papers, and let me tell you, they love to kill trees. Yeah,
they do.
they love to kill
You have to
trees.
put them in the envelope. And did you ever get to the point where there's a bid it's due tomorrow and you forgot about it, and it's like it's at last minute, you're
Yep.
gone. OMG.
Yeah, I did. I had one because some of them, you have to go in and get specific paperwork filled out, and I don't remember what exactly it was, but I had to actually go to the courthouse or whatever fancy place it was and go and get this paper signed that day because we didn't have time, because I didn't realize that it was something that would take so long to get back. So they made me go and get it. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
Oh, you just winged it and it worked out, right? I'm sure.
I do that a lot.
No, I love that. You're like that Tom Brady just winging the ball, or no, more like Brett Favre, just throwing the ball up there and hoping somebody catches it. And you know what I love about that? I got to tell you straight up, this is the first time I've ever talked to you, and this is your first podcast ever, right?
Yep.
Yes. I'm just going to say that right now before I forget, because I bounce around a lot, with that. But yes, so the shark got you on the first one. I'm going to guarantee you're going to be a lot more because you're comical. And I got to tell you, they're lucky to have you because you're a ball fun. You're a blast.
I appreciate it.
No, you do. I'm like, I've known you forever now. I feel like I'm part of your world. I'm ready to come to Kansas, hang out with you and your husband. Jeez. Sling back a couple beers and talk a repo talk,
Yeah, that would be interesting.
So you do this dust management or whatever it's called, which I had no clue about it. And I'm sure it's still going on now.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, where did you find this job at, by the way? Like, are you on Monster finding these jobs?
No. So actually my friend was working there and she was like, so they have an opening for this position, but you have to be really good at Excel. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I know a little bit. So if she's watching, she's gonna kill me, but I did not know very much about it. So I was like watching YouTube videos and learning about pivot tables and like what verbiage I should talk about during my interview, because I was like, I really need this job. And somehow I got it.
You got to be kidding me. You looked at YouTube videos, YouTube tutorials for this. This is incredible. Like, job seekers, if you're out there and you don't know something, get on YouTube. Brandy said so.
Yeah. But then I had to do the Excel stuff, which was a whole nother story.
Okay. So you got where you needed to do. You got hired, right?
Mm-hmm.
How was the process of getting hired? Give it to me, because I don't know how I could interview. I'd be laughing my ass off. I'm going to say it straight up. It's like, I mean, I could tell straight up, you're that real person. You're just going to lay it on the line and say, this is me, like it or not, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So how many interviews did you have?
I only had one. And honestly, I really valued this lady, but she was very intimidating. Like, she was one that you're just like, whoa, like, she is a bad bitch, you know?
Can you say who it is?
Yeah, her name was Michelle. She doesn't work there anymore now, but I still love her a lot. She, I went in, I had an interview with her. She was very serious. And then I was like, when I was walking out, I was messaging my friend and I was like, I don't think I got it. Like, I didn't feel very good about it. And then she called me the next morning and told me that I was hired. And I was like,
yes.
What?
You're like, what? Okay, did you make her laugh in the interview? I mean, come on now. Seriously, did you say something?
I'm sure I did. I'm sure I did.
I guaranteed after I'm going to tell you straight up, like, and I'm talking to you right now, live for everybody. It's like, if I interviewed you after 10 minutes, your humor, you're just being you, you're hired. I mean, come on, there's like, let's put the piece of paper down, rip up your resume and say, you're starting tomorrow, bring a bunch of coffee for us because we're going to have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, my friend was like, you got it because of your personality. And I was like, okay, well, that works. Now I have to figure out Excel though.
So so time after you did that, did you go back home on YouTube?
Oh yes. I was like, oh crap. and then she would be like, I need you to pull this report. Yep, on it. YouTube. How do I do this?
You're on your phone like, YouTube, put it on silence.
And there was not ChatGPT then.
Oh boy. Okay, so I take it you made it through the first month. Give me the insights of the first month jumping into this, with everything you did. Like, I mean, because there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Was it a lot overwhelming? Did you go home and just live on YouTube?
In the beginning, I was very overwhelmed. I was like, I bit off more than I could chew. But like I always do, I figured out. It took me probably longer than the lady before me, but I figured it out and I did it my own way. And I mean, I did well when I was there, but it wasn't as fulfilling as I needed it to be, So that's kind of when I decided to look elsewhere. And I actually ended up quitting, and then I didn't really have a backup plan. So then I started doing Instacart. It was like, well, I'll figure it out. And about a week after that, my girl, Nicole Scott, reached out to me and she was like, hey, I think that you should work here. And I was like, this feels like a scam, kind of.
No, you didn't.
Yes. I think I told her that at one point too. I was like, is this for real? And it was
Is staffing for real? Was it a scam?
Well, I never really had an employer reach out to me like that on Indeed. But she was like, I think that you have a lot of skills that would be good here. And I'm like, well, I have a lot of them. Which ones you want?
And Nicole said yes.
Yes. Yeah. So I had a phone interview with her. And I'll tell you, after working at all of these positions, I did not have the greatest leaders. Now, Michelle, who I worked with previously, she was excellent, loved her. But I didn't really have anyone that really cared about the people, So by the time I got to Nicole, she had a broken mess to deal with. So like she was like, how much do you want to make? And I'm like, I don't know, whatever you think is good.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you got like a market value here. Come on. I gotta represent you like a Jerry Maguire here.
I did not have very good confidence back then. So I had a phone interview with her. She's like, what are your goals? I'm like, to get a job. I guess it was I don't know how I got the job, honestly. Um
I love it. Look at this. This is so
yeah.
true too. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. So then after my phone interview, I came in for, one with her and the COO.
Yeah.
And that's when he was like, "You really did repos?" And I was like, "Yep, sure did." And I think that's what got me the job for sure, because I did that. Um, but yeah, then I was hired, and they were like, "Well, so what's your time frame? I know that you said that you took some time off and you're, kind of just figuring some things out." And I don't know why, but I felt like this was the right choice for me. So I was like, I mean, it's been like a week, but I feel good.
Like I start tomorrow now.
Yeah. So I started, and it's definitely been a wild ride ever since. And I will shout Nicole from the rooftops. She really helped me, and she really showed me a lot of things throughout my career.
Okay, before we even go any further, Nicole, Scott, you're out there. We know it. We love you. And give her a shout out right now, Brandy. Go for it.
Yes, love you, girl. Appreciate you so much. Um, but yeah, so I obviously did not know how to advocate for myself. Did not have the confidence. We don't have to go into it because it is not a fun topic. But years worth of trauma will do that to you. And then when you get to a good spot, you're like, what do I do with it? What do I do with this?
You're so true. You're so right on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first promotion that I got, she really did advocate for me. She went and was like, "Hey, she's really done. She's really came in. She's learned a lot starting out, because that's just how I am. I come in, I'm like, I need to learn it all, and so I just come in and do it."
It's that
And
word again. Badass,
yep,
right?
yep. So she got me my first raise promotion, and she was like, "By the way, I asked this for you." And then she's like, "And here are the tools of what I did, so that way you can do it next time." So then when next time came around, I did it mostly on my own. I just was like, "I really need you to hype me up, girl, because I don't really know if I deserve it yet. But then I went in and had my one-on-one with the COO and got it. And I was like, okay,
Yes.
this is good. This is good. And I just kept, building on the confidence. And then she unfortunately left the company, which was a sad day for me. But then that means that I took on her role after she left. And I was freaking out because I had no one else to turn to if shit got bad, right? Yeah.
Keyword of the day.
Yes,
You know what's funny is, Erica? If the shark says it, it's real. She's a bad AZZ. All right, go ahead, Brandy.
Yeah. But honestly, in the beginning, when I took on that role, I was like, I just don't know if I'm cut out for this. She had been here for 6 years, and I had only been here for, I think, 2 at the time. Yeah. And I was like, that's a lot of knowledge I don't have. And that's some big shoes to fill. And I have tiny feet. So.
Okay, TMI. All right.
So there was a point in time where I was like, I think I'm just gonna have to go in and tell them that I can't do this, that they're gonna have to find somebody else, because I just don't have what it takes. And then, like I always do when I'm about to throw in the towel, I do. I kind of just dig deeper, and I'm like, no, I'm not quitting. That's not what I do. So I never did go in and tell them anything. I just buckled in and decided to do it my own way, and not try to focus so much on remirroring her. I wanted to be me and do it that way.
I love that.
So I did.
Good for you.
Yeah. And then I decided that I need to go on a mental health journey. So that's when I got my life coach. And I also had a psychiatrist and started learning about all of the lovely mental health that I had, anxiety and all of that good stuff. And then found out that I had ADHD. And so this life coach, her name's Mo. She's amazing.
I love the name already, Mo.
I know.
When you hear that name, Mo, you got to say this person's badass too. Mo.
Oh, she is. She is. So I started talking to her in February, and I was like, I just found out that I have ADHD, and she has ADHD too, and she specializes in helping women, figure it out. So she's helping me personally figure out all of these things that I thought were flaws, but they're actually my superpowers. And that's kind of when the flamingo came into play. And I was like, look, I am applying for the scholarship again. I applied for it last year. I didn't get it. But I am going to go for it. And I'm probably going to need your help. But I'm just letting you know I'm doing it. She was like, okay.
Good deal.
So, yeah.
You know what? And it's Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're going to give a shout out to that. I mean, seriously, at the end of the day, I mean, ADHD is something that, it is a gift. I got to tell you straight up, I've never been diagnosed, but I think I have it. I mean, I'm hyped up all the time. And I think, sometimes you need concentration. So I tell anybody out there, and I love what you said, Brandy. Don't be scared to go get somebody to talk to and guide you through this, and it doesn't matter who it is.
Sure.
I mean, mental health, we all have issues we need to talk about. We're human. We're not robot. Yep. We're not AI. If AI doesn't need mental health, but we do, so I love how you said that for all the women out there and guys also, if you're doubting about yourself, go talk to somebody because we love you. Or just call me or Brandy. We'll spice you up and we'll give you the right direction, right?
I will. Yep. I do it a lot.
Oh boy. I think me and you got to have our own podcast sometime. I'm ready for this. Maybe like the Shark After Dark, like 7:00 podcast once a month.
I like it. Let's do it.
Sounds good. Okay. So, talking to Mo, getting you on the right path, and I'm sure you still deal with her now, so give me a little bit of the confidence that you've, I want to take us to this level now. Talking to Mo, how are you coping with the ADHD now and everything like that? Because I think really I want the audience to know that, it doesn't happen overnight.
It doesn't. And it's still a journey that I'm on and I will probably be on for a long time. But it was very eye-opening to really dive into it and realize that a lot of the things that I was doing was a superpower, like I said. So one of the biggest things let me take a step back. Not everybody shows ADHD the same. So like some people are like really hyper on the outside and they're like you just said, oh my gosh, like freaking out on the outside. But other people have like squirrel in their head that's constantly like jumping from one side to the other. And that's kind of what mine does. I will say that every once in a while mine does come out on the outside and I'm all over the place. And it's a hoot to say the least, but it's taught me a lot about like masking and trying to fit in with people, because that is one of the biggest things that ADHDers do is they're trying to fit in whichever crowd they're around. So they will literally put a mask on and, pretend to be somebody they're not. And when you've done it for years, who are you?
You're right.
Yeah. So that was one of the biggest things when I started talking with her. I was like, I want to figure out who Brandy is. That's what I want. I don't want to be Joe Smo down the road. I don't want to be, anyone else. I want to see what I am. And also I'm not just a mom and I'm not just, franchise performance. I want to know who I am, because after, being a mom and a wife and a daughter and, a friend, and you also people please. That's one of the biggest another big thing that happens because you're trying to please everybody because you want to fit in. And
Makes
so
sense.
you forget about yourself. So I think that was life changing for me, realizing that. And I will say that once I started taking the mask off and I didn't want to put it back on, I did lose some people. But what I told her in the beginning, I was like, listen, I'm just gonna dump the whole bucket of frogs out and I'm gonna start putting some frogs back in, the ones that I actually want to keep. And she was like, I like that.
No, I love that because I think at the end of the day, you know, you got to take care of yourself first, you know, before you can love other people. I always say this all the time. I look in the mirror every day and say, I can love myself so I can love other people. And I think that's what you're doing now, Brandy. And there's so many people out there, you know, that want to fit in, you know. I'm giving this right now on the live podcast here. If there's anybody out there on LinkedIn or any platforms, if you're having a doubt about yourself, talk to myself. Can I throw you out there too, Brandy? We will
Yeah,
talk to you,
absolutely.
please. If it's a guy or girl and you want to talk to both of us or whatever, we are asking you for, and it's not just this month because it's Mental Health Awareness Month. It's any
Nope.
month. We are friends for you because what you just summed up is a lot of traits that I have too. You know what I mean? You know, I just don't give a shit. You know, I just don't care. But at the end of the day, me multitasking a lot is good, but there's times like I want to do 20 things at one time. I got 7 laptops open. I'm trying to run a podcast, trying to email right now. No, I'm just joking. But you know what I mean? So
You
it's like
are.
you're multitasking. How many times can you do this stuff before it's like, I need to concentrate so I can write a book and I can do things for myself. You know?
Yeah.
So I am
It's
so,
hard.
it is very hard. It is very hard. And to accept it because I think ADHD now is something that's more acceptable now because before 20 years ago, it was like people were scared to say they had it. You know what I mean? Now it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I think some people are still scared to say it, and I think it goes with any mental health issue or trauma for that matter. They're scared to say it, and I mean, I've talked to people that are like, I just don't talk about it. Like I keep it hush hush. I'm like, why though? Because there's people out there that need to hear it to need to know that the people that have been through these bad experiences or they're dealing with mental health issues or they have ADHD or they have autism for whatever,
Yeah.
they need to know that they're not alone and that they can do it. But how are they
100%.
going to know if nobody speaks up about it?
Exactly. So the forum's open. So if anybody's out there, please comment. You don't have DM us. We don't want this in public if you don't want to. And we definitely will reach out to you. Thank you for talking about that, Brandy. Seriously, at the end of the day, that was very touching there. Okay, so let's go on to the first time you applied for the scholarship. And you
Yep.
get this email back that says redirected to next year, right? I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like, that's what I think like, right? There's no
Yeah.
rejection in our life, but go ahead. Tell me
No.
what your thoughts were. Did you apply for it yourself or did somebody nominate you?
So Nicole had told me that I was applying.
Oh, go ahead,
She was like,
Nicole.
yeah, she was like, here's your letter. And so then I had to work on my questions that you have to answer. And looking back at them, I was not very deep enough in it. And I actually said this on the networking call that we had for, next year's ones. But I was like, you have to be authentic and you can't just put on there what you think somebody's going to want to read, if that makes sense. And that's exactly what I was trying to do. I was like, how can I impress these people? And so I didn't really put me in it. And so that's what I think happened. And that's probably why I didn't get it. But then I applied again this year. And I had already decided that I was applying. Nobody had recommended me. Well, I take that back. Lauren recommended it after I decided I was already going to do it. I was like, oh, I've already started.
Nice. Okay, so after you got, let's go back here. After you got the redirection email, did you think like next year I'm coming back? The whole year, was it in the back of your head like I'm going to do this again?
I think so. I think I was bummed. I was like, well, I guess, you have that moment where you're like, well, there's a lot of amazing people and I was having a little bit of imposter syndrome, So I was a little bit disappointed, but then immediately I was like, yeah, I'm trying again until I get it.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so fast forward to this year or last year, 2024. So you fill it out. You fill it out totally different. I'm taking it, right?
Yeah. The year before, I did not spend a lot of time on the questions. I kind of just
Winged
answered
it.
and then, yep. This last year, I spent weeks like reviewing them and like redefining and asking people and trying to figure out if I was too professional or if I was too casual or I was overthinking it probably a lot. But I realized I wanted it more because I hadn't gotten it the year before. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But when people ask me, I'm like, I wasn't supposed to get it the first time. I needed it more the second time that I tried. So there's always a reason, I think.
Yeah, there's a reason for everything. I always say that people don't believe in that, but there's a reason why we're talking right now.
Yep.
There's a reason you got on the stage. Okay, so you apply, put it in. What's your confidence level like now? Are you like a little swagging, like I think I got this time, or what?
I was feeling pretty good about my answers. I'm not going to lie, but I was still having that imposter syndrome because I know there are so many amazing women
Yes.
that are applying and doing great things. I'm like, well, I'm just me over here in Kansas, you know. But I was a lot more open, and I put a lot of emotion in it, and I put a little bit of personal, situations. I did talk about ADHD in it, talked about my trauma a little bit, but I really put my soul into it. So I was like, even if I didn't get it, like I know that I put everything that I could into it.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Okay, so let's go forward to you get this email on a Friday, I hear, right?
Yep.
Okay. Where were you at when you opened this email?
So I had just got off a call and I was sitting at my desk and I like look over at my email and I see I think it was like congratulations on the first line. And I saw that it was from Diana. And I can do this now, Deanna, because I have my hair down. But I was like, I called Lauren and I just like FaceTimed her, and I was just like this
Get
for a
out
good
of here.
5 minutes. She was like, what? And I didn't say anything.
Oh,
And I was like, I got it. And she was like,
yes.
nuh-uh. And I was like,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
You're like,
I was in
yes.
shock. Yeah. It was a wave of emotions. It had been a very challenging year, which is also why, I got my coach and I really focused on my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
But I really needed that more than I thought.
I
I
love
needed that
that.
reassurance that I was doing the right thing.
So that night, did you and your husband go out for a drink or a celebration or anything like that? I mean, that weekend you had to be like just giddy.
Oh yeah. Well, I was still in shock for most of it.
You're like, is this me?
I
Did you?
think I was still in shock when I was in Nashville on stage. I'm like, well, yep, I'm here. I did it.
Well, here it is. It's the proof you are here. Look at that. There
Yep.
you are, rocking and rolling. So, okay, so you get the email. You're going to Nashville, all excited. First time you get to meet the girls. I mean, I know you guys talk all the time. Give me your feeling the first time you get to hug each other and talk to each other in person.
It was amazing. We ended up meeting that Sunday before it all started, and we had we went to a barbecue place downtown Nashville, and we just got to talk and like get to know each other on a personal level. We had started chatting a little bit before, just because once that gets out on the web, like there are so many things going out on LinkedIn and people are messaging you, and we're all like, this is kind of overwhelming a little bit.
You're like a superstar.
Yeah. And so we chatted a little bit, and then we got to meet, and it was just so great to get to see everybody's faces and hear their stories and hear their pain points that they've had to deal with. And we just really we were really able to connect that weekend, the week that we were all there. And it's really been amazing to get to know these girls and cheer them on. And we chat every 2 weeks, and we talk about pain points, and we celebrate each other, and it's really awesome.
Okay. So give me what's going through you right here when you're up on the stage.
That was probably me saying, "Oh shit, yeah, I did do it."
I mean, you're up there, you did the Thrive, but then you did Staffing World with thousands of people, in that room. It's big.
Mm-hmm.
You're on a stage, and everybody else is looking at you now.
Uh-huh.
Give it to me. Give it to me. What did you say? What did you think?
I honestly was thinking about my mom. My mom actually came with me. I brought her along with me.
Oh, that's nice.
I wanted her to see, not just to have my mom there to cheer me on. Of course, that's awesome. Yeah. But I feel like I have really stepped up to show her what you can do when you believe in yourself. And I wanted her to see that. And I wanted her to see all of, I'm getting teary. I wanted to see her see all these people.
Mm-hmm. You got me teared up. See that? You got the shark crying. No, for joy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What did your mom say to you? What did she say to you?
She was so proud.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You made it. You made
I did.
It. Yeah. You got me crying. What's going on here? No, but all joking aside, you did it. I mean, our whole journey up to this. I mean, I got to I'm sure everybody else has this whole hour, 52 minutes of just living your life. I mean, and then we get to this pinnacle here you're on the stage. And I didn't get a chance to attend it because I was attending something else. Did you guys give a speech?
We didn't get to, no. So this is really the first time we've actually got to say things except for the networking call. So I really do appreciate you and Kendra putting this together so that way we can.
Look at that.
Yeah, we had a blast. That was at Thrive. We literally felt like superstars the whole time.
Well, you are, and I said this before to Justine and everybody else. They usually only pick 7 or 8 people every year, right?
Yep.
So you figure in a decade, that's only 80 people, 80 women max, out of how many thousands on thousands of people that are part of ASA. So that is an honor. You know that, dear.
Yeah.
And we look up to you people. We look up to all you girls. I'm going to say it seriously. You guys are I'm so excited to be one of your biggest cheerleaders. I got to tell you, this whole week was exciting. Last week was Nurses Week, which is great. Shout out to the nurses. But the hype I had for this week, I'm going to tell you what, putting these flyers together and everything I do at nighttime, 2:00 in the morning, I'm emailing you. You're like, Shark, does he ever sleep? I'm sending you late emails but I wanted to put it together and make it special for you all these 3 days, and make it something where you all can shine, because this is just not an award. This is something for your career that you can take with you forever. And people are going to praise you for this.
Yeah. And I appreciate you doing that. I think that me getting this was more to help the other women that are too scared to, like I said, showing my mom and everybody else that you need to advocate for yourself and just go for it. I think that's the biggest thing that the staffing industry has taught me, or, getting a real big girl job, because, but advocating for yourself. There's a lot of people, and I know that I've been in positions before where I was really upset because I didn't get the raise or I didn't get the promotion. And it's because I was just expecting people to just give it to me. And sometimes that does happen. But most of the time you have to go in and you have to ask for it. You're your biggest advocate.
You summed it up there. Before we wrap things up here, if there's anybody out there, a woman next year, girl, looking to apply for this, and they have doubts, give them some advice right now, Brandy.
Just do it, girl. What do you have to lose? A few hours while you're writing and getting to learn more about yourself, opening up to, your paper or your notes like some of the other girls did. I think a lot of people get stuck on, well, I'm not a leader because I don't have the title. And that is not what a leader is. Like, you can be a leader in any type of position that you are in. And you just have to go and make an impact and lift the other people around you. So do it. Advocate for yourself. You deserve it.
Well said. Well said. Hey, Brandy, thank you so much for coming on, dear. I'm going to tell you, everybody out there watching, we freaking love you. You know that. It's like American Idol. You're in it to win it, girl. You know that.
I'm the next American Idol.
Woo, woo, woo. The new staffing idol right there. But no, all joking aside, thank you so much for coming on. I mean, you had me joyful, tears. We did the whole cycle of everything.
All of it.
But thank you for the most part of just sharing your life with us for this hour. I mean, seriously, there was stuff there that you probably never said before, but we got to know who the real Brandy is. And that was my goal today. So I want to thank you so much. Anybody out there, if you want to be inspired, especially women, reach out to Brandy on LinkedIn. I'm guaranteed she's going to put a smile on your face. And girl, you're doing a lot for the industry. You know that. You might not think you are, but you damn well are. You know that. If the shark says it, it's freaking approved. It's true too.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Kendra, for putting this together. Really appreciate it all.
Shout out to all the girls out there. We love you.
Yes.
We got 2 more coming up. So stay tuned. Hey, Brandy, I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye.